Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of our Haven Caveblock Reborn Modpack playthrough. Hope today's going swell and well for you so far. As for me, well, I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of animals. And by a whole bunch, I mean like 4. So, yes, thanks again, everybody, and let's dive into another episode. So, this time I think it's fair to say that we've done quite a bit in between episodes, and it's primarily because, well, I just had a little bit of extra time. Still trying to get over this illness, sickness, whatever you want to call it. It's mostly just affecting my nose and, like, breathing / talking, so, like, I feel fine, but I sound not so much. So yeah, we're going to try and get through this video. Throat's still a little scratchy / sore, so it's a little bit shorter than normal. I do apologize, but you know, gotta take care of myself. So I finally got some animals going. And the way that you can do this is by using these Haven animal seeds. And you can see right now we're too close for the seed to grow. It's at 556 seconds. However, if I walk, I think it's like 10 blocks, at least 10 blocks away. Give it a couple seconds and come back over here and see. It's now down to 548. So essentially what these seeds are, if you type in seed, they're all these seeds down at the bottom, which are added by the Haven Animal series, and they just essentially allow you to grow things. So for the cow one, it's just wheat surrounding seeds. For the chicken one, it's just seeds in general. I want to look at, I guess a sheep would be the next one. That's not too shabby. Just string and wheat. And village seed, really? I've not tried that one, but we certainly can here today, because the other method of getting villagers is a bit more tricky. So let's see if we can't use this these Haven seeds to get some villagers. Let's see, do we have some dirt already in here? Not a whole lot. I've been sifting it down. No, oh shit. We gotta have some down below though, right? Because I'm pretty sure I just threw a round of stuff in there. We can actually go ahead and throw another round. We'll do 2. Like that. And toss it all in. Okay. So let's pop on back up top, and we'll get into everything that's new. You may have seen a couple things in the here's and there's. Let's see. Do I have enough grass seeds? I do. And then I just want to make a fence. I have to make another one. And a gate. Perfect. Okay. Fence. Gate. Let's do grass seeds. And now let's see about making those villager seeds, or village seeds, whatever it was called. Village seed. 1, 2. And one back there, one right there. Alright, we'll see if that gives us villagers. 600 seconds for it to grow. Not a big deal. Probably by the end of this video, and obviously probably before, that should be all ready. So over here, basically all we've done is set up the metal press, which you need in order to get gears. And of course, you'll need the metal press mold. So we're just going to go through that process really quick here. And if I break this, well, let's just break the whole damn thing. There we go. Okay. So the way this is made is pretty much the same as with all other immersive engineering setups. You build out whatever it's telling you to build, then you take your immersive engineering hammer and you right click on it. and voila. So how do you know what to build or how to build it? Well, make yourself an engineer's manual, and then in here you can actually find everything you're looking for. So heavy machinery, metal press, and you can see here it's actually building it out for you how it's supposed to go. If you need to stop this, just hit this little play button, and you can go up right to the final. You can go down in case the construction is a bit harder. Obviously for the metal press, this is pretty easy, just with some scaffolding, a redstone engineering block, I think. Let's see. Redstone engineering, conveyors, piston, and a heavy engineering. So you can see here, if you hover the question mark, it'll actually tell you all the required materials. And if you have them in your inventory, it'll actually check them off. So if I was to say, pick up that and that, the conveyor belts, then we come back into the engineer's manual and we hover it, check, we have the 2 conveyor belts. So it's really, really a handy guide to make if you're like, if you actually need help within this mod. And then the way it works, even though these kind of look like a power input, these are not your power inputs. Your actual input is up top here. And you can usually tell because it's going to have that same sort of, I don't know, copper or gold type coloration to it, I guess is the best way to describe it. But anyways, once you put a LV wire connector onto your kinetic dynamo from your water wheel, you can then connect it up to another LV wire connector, and as you can see, the metal press is gaining energy. Then basically it's just like create kind of. Well, you do need your gear press. And the way you make this is by making the engineer's blueprint, which is very simple. We just need a sheet or a plate, blue dye, and some paper. And then it allows you to make all these different mold types, which are, you know, rods and packing and unpacking, all that kind of stuff. We're really just concerned with the gear. Once you have it, you can right click it onto the machine. It'll go in place. And then you just pretty much throw your material on. So let's go take, I mean, I guess we can just do iron, right? Now it does take 4 ingots for this, so get yourself 4. And yes, technically we could set up some like extractor and chest and all that kind of stuff, but this works. Okay, so throw 4 on there, boom, and done. It's really that simple. But you do absolutely need to come through the immersive engineering metal press if you want to get into gears to begin with. And of course we needed to so we could get into some thermal stuff. So this really, really simple. Like I said, it's a progression that we needed to make so we can progress and so we can make some better machines. But it really is just a really little simple setup. Over here we have the alloy kiln. This is what's going to allow us to get things like electrum. Is it bronze? I know there's brass, but I don't know if there's bronze. So if we, real quick, we just take some copper here. Let's see. Do I have... What? I have all my copper nuggets. Didn't I just have like a whole... What? I just flung them from my system? Maybe that was all that I had. It looked like I had more. Oh, no. When I took the... That's right, because I made all this compacting. Oh, man, that's confusing. When I took out the ingots, it took out all the nuggets. How do you get copper in this, actually? Like, what produces copper nuggets? Let's see. Sifting gravel. 25% chance. Something wrong? Because we should be getting some more unless... Copper. Aha, we are getting more. They're just not going into the system here. So is this setup still working then? Should be. Nothing's changed on it. Gravel. Yeah, maybe it's just the fact that it's going so slow. Maybe we should actually update this little resource generator here. And I mean, there's fair reasoning for that as well. If we continue on to another thing that we've kind of updated and upgraded, let's hop on down below here, and you'll see we actually have two setups, one for dust and one for sand. So basically we just have a really simple water wheel setup. This is essentially what people have been talking about by saying you can connect things using an andesite casing and basically compress all of this technic work where you're increasing the speed of it, right? So basically you just put an andesite casing on the large cogwheel. You don't even need one on the small one. And then whenever you place the small one, you can send it forward, large, andesite casing, small, so on and so forth. And yeah, it basically just saves space. So anytime I have sand or dust within our system, it's going to automatically pull it down and start sifting away. So let's come over here and get a good example of this. Take a couple bits of sand, a couple bits of dust. And then we will throw them in here. And then we're going to pop on down and see the action. So these sifters obviously going a lot faster than that gravel sifter, and really just cranking out resources. And basically, yeah, anytime I put sand or dust into the system, it's going to automatically pull it down and in, which is why I've still yet to connect our resource generator over here just to actually being within the system to where I can pull it freely. Because I don't mind running over here, smashing out 8 stacks or something, and then throwing it all in. I mean, honestly, yeah, we have almost 800 redstone, plenty of coal. Like, we're doing pretty fine as far as materials go. So, why is this not all of it, though? It's saying we have more mini coal elsewhere in the system? Well, that didn't work. Let's go coal down. Okay, hopefully that worked. I have no idea. Somehow we lost mini coal by compressing it? Anyways. Yeah, I'm getting caught up on all this. Basically, we've condensed our wall down to be in compacting drawers, so hopefully that makes sense there. And this is just a really quick setup. The way that it works is we are using Tom's Simple Storage Mod Basic Inventory Hopper, and you can right-click on it with a block in hand. Like if I had dirt, for example, this would only export dirt from the system. I'm not going to do that because I like my dirt. But for example, I could use copper on this, or not copper, I'm sorry, gravel. And so any amount of gravel that I put into the system immediately gets dragged down and out. So let's see. Do this real quick. Just as like a per example. Which one's sand? I think it's this one. So shift right click and that'll set the filter to empty. And whenever it's empty, the hopper that is, then it should stop sending sand. Yep, see the sifter just has sand in it. But whenever it gets clear with these, I'll go ahead and clear it. I can take gravel, right click, and there you have it. So if I wanted to come down here and set up a third and put gravel into it, I certainly could. I've just not worried about it so far because, I mean, honestly, so far we've been pretty fine with our other gravel automation system. So let's clear the filter again, take sand, throw that on there, and then whenever this gravel gets done out, it will go back to sand. Excellent. Give me 1 minute. Alrighty, sorry about that. So yeah, diving back in here, the other thing that we've managed to do down here is get a whole bunch of elite hopper botany pots and just basically fill them up with various supplies. So we have potatoes here, carrots, beetroot, and they're all obviously overflowing. That's because they grow really fast and kind of fill up all this area down here. I did think about swapping over some of the crops, but honestly, it's like we don't really need to. Because we're making everything that I could possibly need or want right now. Alrighty, sorry about that. Also, I like how it's like, what, half a second for you guys and gals? But for me, it's like the whole 30 minutes went by in between me saying, hold on, and then coming back. Anyways, so yeah, we basically have everything we could need in the hopper botany pots. If you're wondering how to get them, I mean, really just it's same as everything else. You come over here, you look it up, hopper botany pots, awesome. How do I get to the elites? We will right click on it. Ah, here we are, elite hopper botany pot. Hold down shift, you can see the multiplier is 2 with a speed of 2, which to my assumption just means that it goes twice as fast. So this just takes diamonds and ender pearls, which of course you can either get from a mob farm or by hunting slime balls. So yeah, really not a very difficult task. Obviously it outputs way more than you could ever possibly need, and if I was to set that directly up into a dirt creator, probably be even better. Now over here we have an ender chest that is linked into the system using a basic inventory hopper. What this allows me to do is take this ender pouch in my inventory and I can throw in anything and it'll automatically go into our system here. So pretty nifty. Throw in dirt. It does take a little bit just because the hopper is not instantaneous, obviously. But it is still nice if we're out exploring or something to be able to throw them in here, which right now won't do anything because I simply don't have the stuff force loaded. Let's see here. So if I was to do this, then it would continue to work. So I think that's all the stuff done down here. Hopper, materials. Oh, we got some new chest. Obviously, I'm trying to slowly upgrade these. So next step will be gold and probably getting this one into an iron. But basically, it just gives us more storage space within our containers. I'm thinking we're probably going to be getting pretty close to entering into refined storage in AE2. I've not actually looked at it, but just progressionally kind of where we're moving toward, I think we will be heading into it. So moving on to another piece that I've gotten into is Cognition. For those of you that remember, I think it was called Experience something. It was basically an Experience obelisk. And now this has been moved to, actually it's still called the Experience Obelisk. It's been moved into kind of a new mod. It's called Cognition. So essentially this mod is everything that it was before, with the Experience Obelisk being able to store XP as well as having XP pumped into it. Works fantastically. However, now there's a couple of new features to this this mod. So now we also have an experience fountain, which dispenses experience orbs at an adjustable rate, and it requires binding it to an obelisk. There's the precision dispeller, which can remove selective enchantments and curses from things, which is pretty cool. A molecular metamorpher, which transforms ingredients into more advanced items requiring binding to an obelisk. So if we take a look here, you can see you can repair an anvil with it, get some of this primordial assembly, fluorescent jelly, netherite ingot. By, I guess you're saving 1 netherite scrap and 1 gold and using a diamond instead. Interesting. I would never do it, but sure. So yeah, there's basically dried kelp into leather. That one's pretty nice, and for only 16 experience, that's not too shabby. Of course, we already have all of that solved, but it's still nice to see. Okay, and this is just naming any item. Anyways, there's not a whole lot to the mod. The main thing you're gonna want it for is the experience obelisk. What is this? Infects bookshelves, generating XP in the process. Used on a valid bookshelf to infect. I don't know what the infected bookshelves do, so if any of you guys or gals do, then yeah, leave it down below. But essentially, we just have all of our experience now pumping into this this thing here. Although it's not receiving this experience in here, so I'm wondering what's going on. Is that a bug? And I'm not sure, because normally it just pumps it straight into it. Whatever. I've turned off the mob spawner because, well, we've got a lot of stuff. And I would highly recommend using a mob spawner, and more specifically, we have upgraded ours into having the rotten dirt, or whatever it's called, the corrupt dirt, down below all of these vector pads. So that's why whenever I turn this light off, you can see things spawn even with me standing right here. A lot of things spawn, and if I was to provide some redstone, things would spawn even faster. I have no interest in that because, yeah, I don't even know what to do with all this stuff. So we're just going to call it good for right now, and I'm going to leave that alone. Moving over just slightly to the right, I basically set up an area back here that just produces a lot of output. So we have a lot of rotational power coming forward. This way, if I ever need a mixer, I can throw a mixer on here and a little basin. I could throw a spout on here if I ever wanted to. So this assembly line just does whatever I need it to. Right now, it makes plates. So if I was to throw in some iron, which I don't have on me, it would come down, smash, and send on. Let's go see that real quick. So let's just take like, I don't know, 8 pieces should be fine. And if we throw it in here, boom, boom, boom. And of course down here, it's coming out. So to set this up, it's just a chest, an andesite funnel, which you can use brass if you need to filter. And then in the same setup on the other side. This is the belt, which is just a singular mechanical belt, which can be made with dried kelp. And then basically you just attach it to shafts. And if those shafts are spinning, if even one of those shafts are spinning, it'll spin the whole setup. So yeah, we have room for expansion. We have a speedy machine. I'm not sure what else one could ask for. Now, I went through all the trouble of setting this whole shenanery up, but it's probably going to get removed in this episode because we are now at the point with immersive engineering where we can get gears, and gears mean that we can get the what is that thing called? It is the igneous extruder, right? Because we need a gear in order to make this igneous extruder, and the igneous extruder allows us to make netherrack, and I believe it does it a lot faster than the current process we do. We just need some soul sand, lava, and water, all of which are fairly easily obtainable. You can also turn this into a cobblestone generator if you want to, but you already have cobblestone generators, so I don't know why you would. But there's also things like blackstone, cobble deep slate, all that kind of stuff. So we'll probably be getting rid of this system, but in case you're wondering, basically it's just barrels that are all sitting on mycelium. All of them are being pumped water from the sink, and then that goes back into a singularity tank. Technically, I don't need the glass around here, but if for whatever reason it was to ever back up, lava will pour out of this flopper. And I found this to basically be the best way to dispense the lava into the barrel. It's just with a flopper. It's the simplest. It just does it automatically. We have a tank up here that's holding the lava technically, and a couple of crucibles over here. And that's basically it. But yeah, we have plenty of it now. We're probably going to be making the igneous extruder, so we'll be having even more. I don't think anything else on this floor has really changed. Nope. I think one of my next bigger objectives will be to set up some kind of lava production, like a larger sort of facility for it. So yeah, back over here to our nice. This actually worked exactly how I wanted it to. Cool. So we'll be able to get into villagers. Chickens are looking good. And of course we have some cows, which I ended up not needing because we got leather from the mob farm. So Either which way, I'm enjoying having this area over here, just sort of like an animal pen to cage things in, which of course the villagers will come out. And I'm pretty sure we have easy villagers within this mod pack. Yeah, so we'll be sending them into some traders and auto traders eventually and all that good stuff. I did upgrade our furnace over here because once you hit gold, all the other upgrades kind of get a bit easier. So if you come to iron furnaces, gold, and you can do either which one, the iron to gold or the silver to gold. Obviously, silver to gold costs less gold. So, but then you go into diamond, emerald, and obsidian, which of course you can make blaze rods in this mod pack using just blaze powder. I really enjoy this recipe here. It says it's by Haven, so it's actually by the mod pack author. This is a really good recipe because it takes you get 4 blaze rods from, goodness me, you get 4 blaze powders from 1 blaze rod. So this is always going to be more expensive, you know what I mean? You can't like break this thing down and then get more material back out or some shit. Like there is no infinite loop. But this is really nice because now I don't have to go fight a blaze to get a blaze rod. I can just take the 11 million blaze powder I have and turn them into blaze rods, which makes sense. It always kind of upsets me when you're like, well, I have 300 blaze powder. Are you really telling me there's no way to turn this into that? Huh? Anyways, we'll be needing some blaze powder today, but yeah, this thing runs a lot faster, as you can clearly tell. And the charcoal we'll need today as well. So let's go ahead and throw that into the system. Maybe we'll need it today. We shall see. And then basically I just started mining because it says that you can find Havenite in between Y minus 60 and Y plus 60. And my ideology here is I want to get into this Haven alchemical mod because it is, again, Project E, essentially, combined with mystical agriculture and a couple other things. But the main objective that I want to do is get this alchemy stone. The fractured alchemy stone has a one-time use, so it's like every time you want to transmute something or use the philosopher's stone, it breaks. That sounds pretty annoying. So I want to get the alchemy stone, which of course requires a whole bunch of stuff, but namely Havenite ingots. Goodness me. Now, if we look at Havenite, you can get it from raw Havenite, just smelting it down. And if you actually look at the ingot itself, it says the Havenite ore can be found between Y minus 64 and Y 60. So, started digging, then I was like, oh, I'm at Y 76. This isn't right. So I came down here, and you can see now we're at Y 56. And I started digging and digging and digging, and still haven't found any. So hopefully we can find some at some point. But yeah, quite a lot of digging, quite little Havenite. I will say there are a lot of caves within this mod pack. So for whoever was asking, hey, how does exploration go compared to Stoneblock? You definitely hit more naturally spawning caves, which, take it, leave it, whatever. Everyone has their own opinion on that. But yeah. So there we are. We don't really use the temp pad too often because we never really needed to before, right? Because we were all within the same sort of starter area. But I believe you get the temp pad from one of these earlier quests. I don't remember which one, or maybe I got it out of a random quest reward. Speaking of which, let's get our rewards. That's always a fun little surprise. Unfortunately, it looks like mostly just casings. Experience, rice bill, apple pie. Flux dust is nice. Lily pad of fertility is really nice. Helps things to grow faster, in case you didn't know. Speeds up growth of crops. Yeah, right on. Okay. A free botany pot. That's pretty cool. So nothing really too major there. But I'll take it nonetheless. We got another mega torch. That's actually kind of nice. Not that we couldn't make a mega torch, but it's nice to get one for free. Okay, so rewards aside, everything else aside, yes, we finally went through the whole process of immersive engineering just so we could get some gears. Now, let's see what kind of gears we actually need in order to do the stuff we need to do. Or want to do. It's not like we need to, but I definitely want to. So we need Constantan gear for an igneous extruder. These four. And if you're like, Chance, how do you already have the ingots? Well, you can use the basic stuff plus a fire charge, and there you are. So, Constantan's good to go. Let's go ahead and throw these into the mix. And then basically all that work that I did with Netherrack, which you didn't see anyways. I mean, you saw the end result, but you didn't see the behind the cameras, how much setup that took. Not a whole lot, but you know, you still didn't see it. And I really need to favorite this igneous extruder. Let's clear everything over here. Igneous, boom. Let's see. That. Voila. Okay. So the way this works is if we get, I don't think we have any soul sand. We do have soul sand in the system. Okay. And then a bucket. Fantastic. So now we get a bucket, soul sand, igneous extruder. Do I have? I have some of these on me. We'll get a drawer really, really quick. And that should be all that we need. So previously we have this whole large setup here. Now we're going to move into a newer, smaller version. So I think first and foremost, let's break the flopper, because that's what pours lava onto the ground. Break that, that. Break this, break that. All this glass. And that. Okay. So, I don't know what we're going to do with all that witch water now, I guess. Probably just dump it. Whole lot of work just to be thrown away at the end of the day. Anyways, let's do this. So below the igneous extruder, if we're looking to get netherrack, which again you can, you know, hit R on it, come over to your igneous extruder, soul sand underneath, water on one side, lava on the other. Soul sand, extruder, think. And then let's try to separate this. And there's not even a bucket in there. Okay, that's fine. We'll go get some lava from over here. No big deal. I'm surprised actually I'm this far into the mod pack and I don't have some kind of large lava production system. Usually that's like one of the first things that happens. Lava. Nope, not exactly. Water. And you'll know it's working when you look at the top middle and it says that it's, well, producing that item. So put a little pipe on here, pipe it on out, and yeah, look at how much faster that's going. Just a constant tick up. So that is fantastic and should make automating gold and netherite, well, infinitely easier, because this setup is super duper tiny compared to everything I had going on before, and it works much, much, much faster. So in between episodes, we'll probably set up a system for crushing and sifting netherrack so we can have a constant influx of gold. Which also, you know, your mob farm, I think I've already taken all the gold out of here, but it's not a bad spot either for getting gold in the early bits. So if you have access to that before you have access to gears and all that kind of stuff, it can be a really good substitute. And I think that's everything for over there. So now that we have gears, we're basically just moving forward into newer, bigger, better things. Now my plan is that I think this floor is kind of almost done. Which I may take this side and use it. I've been going back and forth. Essentially, our next step is to get into some kind of heavy general power generation. Now, for those of you that know me, you know what kind of power generation I enjoy using. Taking a look at the tech mods, the power we have available is create. Create can make power. We have power. I won't say my thoughts on it right now. We have mechanism, bigger reactors, which mechanism reactors is it's power. That's where you're essentially going to get your power from. Bigger reactors, thermal series, and that's about it. You really, if you're going to do industrial foregoing, you're going all the way to the end to the mycelium reactor or mycelial reactor. Goodness me. And then it's like, okay, well, you're pushing so far into this mod that obviously you know what the hell you're doing. So, I guess technically furnaces. So there's a couple of power mods, but really it's going to come down to, do we want to use power? The answer for me, of course, is yes, absolutely. But there's also this thing called Haven, or it's not Haven, I'm sorry. It's Create New Age. So essentially what you can do is you can use these generator coils. Hopefully this will all show up and explain it appropriately. So there it is. There's the generator coil. You're surrounding it by magnets. And it generates electricity. Now, how much RF does this thing generate? I'm not really sure. But it looks really freaking cool. And it is a source of RF, an infinite source of RF. All you got to do is increase the magnetic force, is what it's called. Yeah, here it goes. You basically just change the magnet casing on the outside, and it gets more efficient, and of course requires more stress units to move, but that's not really a big deal. And yeah, you just keep upgrading it. It doesn't provide rotational force, just RF. So that seems like something that could be really, really fun to get into as far as power generation goes. So maybe we'll keep this kind of on the radar. Which honestly, I mean, that's it's cheap. That's really, really cheap to make that generator coil. Magnetite blocks. I think you have to find those because I have been finding them out in the wild. Magnetite. Yeah, so we only have 8. And then how many does it... What? Stop searching. Oh, this is just the same ponder. Well, let's see how many we need. So it's like 2 sets. So it's like 3, that's 6, 12, 24, 30, basically, to surround this thing. That's not too shabby. And how do we make the upgrades for this big beast? Magnetite, magnetic force of 1. Redstone magnet, magnetic force of 2. Layered magnet, magnetic force of 4. 8, 24. And that's it. So 24 is the highest that it can go. And what are we looking at here? Netherite scrap, okay, an overcharged diamond, which comes from this mod itself, which is basically just going to energize a diamond. Okay. I mean, honestly, for that to be the top dog kind of thing, not bad. Not a bad little thing. Honestly, this looks more annoying. Fluctuated magnetite. I'll probably be skipping that one. Layered magnet. Overcharged gold, overcharged iron, which I'm guessing, yeah, you just use this energizer. So how do you make the energizer? A casing and a rod? That's not hard at all. Okay, and then redstone. Well, that's not hard either. So we may start out with the redstone magnet because this is easier to produce than me going out and finding a whole bunch of magnetite blocks, right? So that's probably going to be our power setup. Of course, we also have immersive engineering if I wanted to use this power setup, but it's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it powers this, sure, but it's really bad. So more than likely what we'll do is we'll finish up this floor, and then we'll probably either start on it over here, or we'll go up. Maybe we try create new age over here, and then I'd go up for like power or the big mods. Oh, we also did get a couple of new upgrades for our mining gadget. So if I hold shift here, we now have the magnet, the 3x3, the silk touch, the efficiency tier 3, the range tier 2, and the battery tier 3. And so it just works marvelous now. Very marvelous. Boop. Boop. Which obviously doing the side of wall, probably not as probably not as impressive as doing just sort of the thick of it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I just avoid my problems. I just cover it back up with some cobblestone and then I go on my merry way, alright? So sue me. Act like you don't sometimes just add a quick little cover up to things, you know? Alright, so yeah, I think we're going to use this hallway here for the create new age, and I think that is going to be the route that I try to go with for power, at least initially. I'm not saying we're going to have to stick with it forever and always, but it is a mod that, well, I mean, I never get to play with, and so it certainly would be interesting. So let's see here. And another mod I want to play around with is actually the Cognition mod. There's not a whole lot to it, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get into, but it does look like it allows you to, oh, this can launch entities. It looks like it's a good way of managing experience, I guess, for lack of better terminology. And yeah, if anyone knows what these infected bookshelves do, let me know. I don't know why you would need the experience fountain though. That's what I'm not understanding. Because if you can already remove all the experience from the obelisk, why wouldn't you do that instead of just like, you know, not? Anyways. So yeah, we're probably not going to actually get into create new age today because that's, I imagine, I assume, it's going to be a little bit of a longer process, and I'm going to want to set this up a bit more. Not really sure how though, because we do have this cavern over here. And I want it to be expansive enough so it doesn't feel claustrophobic. But I think I'm definitely done with this area over here. Just, you know, got to finish the wall off. And if I do say so myself, this base is kind of coming along quite nicely. It's staying contained. You know, sometimes I get a little messy, a little sloppy. But this base is staying pretty well contained. Holy cow, already up to 900. All right, so yeah, that's definitely going to rock our socks. Let's retrieve all of it, store all of it. There we are. And at some point, I guess, I suppose we should start doing some moving and grooving around. What I want to do now, though, yes, you've both grown up. Fantastic. 1 and a 2. Now from this, we can go ahead and come into easy villagers, and let's see what it takes to make a breeder. Just got to make a bed. Boom. Breeder. Boom. What are we missing? Block of iron. Bam. All right. Now we're also going to need a place for these villagers. So I don't plan on just leaving them here forever. But we can go ahead and get them started with some... Ah, hell, let's just give them some potatoes, yeah? And they should start out putting some babies. Then we'll get ourselves, I guess just a trader, right? That works. So we can just throw them in there, kind of give them some special blocks. Oh, why did that run out? Osmium? Why the heck is it using osmium? That's just what it uses? It just... Just osmium for this pack. Real casual. No biggie. Don't question me. I mean, we do have more osmium. Oh, gosh darn you. Alright, osmium, so you can also break it down into 2 to double it if you wanted to. What about crushing it? Does crushing it work? Not really. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna be, oh goodness me, too concerned about it. I guess it doesn't really matter me turning those osmium nuggets into ingots because, like, that's what's happening down here, right? We have osmium in one of these. Yeah. And also, how do you get osmium? Is it sand or is it dust? So no, you can sift sand. Okay. Well, let's throw another round of sand in then. Why not, you know? And then basically, like I said, we're going to be aiming for... That's all gravel chance. Like he said, let's throw some sand in. Grabs nothing but gravel. And I should also be able to just literally throw it into the ender pouch. And have it be worked that way. Fantastic. Okay. So that's going to continue to go. And now, yeah, like I said, I think we're just kind of moving through the mod pack, doing as we want to. We've hit that point in the mod pack where it's like, just kind of move forward, you know? So with that in mind, I'm going to lay out a couple of my own personal objectives that I would like to get into. I do kind of want to get into Ad Astra. It's just a mod that I've never really played with. Anytime it comes to getting into space and stuff in Minecraft, I'm usually like, I mean, I'm good. I don't need to learn rocket science for Minecraft. And whether or not this actually has rocket science in it, it doesn't matter. It was just kind of the sentiment that I always had with it. You know, judge me as you will for that. Anyway, so I want to do that. There is the creative haven, which involves getting all these basic and ultimate research tiers and sort of combining them together to get ultimate creative unlocks. Y'all know how I feel about creative items. It's not good. So yeah, y'all know how I feel about creative items. It's not good in the sense that, like, I don't feel rewarded for it. You know, it's like, well, by the time I get this creative stuff, I probably have so much of whatever you're trying to give me creatively that it doesn't matter. It's not appealing. You know, creative controller. Okay. I probably am not worrying about, you know, item storage by the time I get to this point. So it never really made sense to me being like, and your reward is infinite. Because trust me, along the way, that's why I'm automating stuff. So that way I have infinite amounts, you know? So we probably won't be going for the creative haven stuff too much. I mean, we may make some of the research tier stuff just to show y'all, like, hey, this is how you do it, although it looks like it's pretty much the same thing just over and over again. So maybe, yeah, it's the exact same recipe. So maybe not. Maybe we just go through one of them and then I'll leave you to your own devices. But yeah, so a couple of personal challenges. I do want to get into Ad Astra. I want to get into, you know, having EMC and using the alchemy stone and using basically all these custom takes on classic mods. I think that's really cool. And then, you know, just general domination of a mod pack, getting a lot of power, making a lot of resources automated and all that kind of stuff. We probably won't be going through every single quest and every single mod in here because it's really just not necessary. It's a kind of a kitchen sink style pack. Play it as you will, play it as you want to, play it for enjoyment. So our missions moving forward, lots of power, some cool automation, getting into Alchemical Dynasty, and Ad Astra. you know, that's pretty much going to be my main objectives moving forward. I believe we might go ahead and call it on this episode. I know this is going to be an extremely short episode with a very narrow objective on what really happened in it. But the day is getting later, my throat is getting sore, and I've already been interrupted so many times in this that it's kind of like I'm running out of video recording time. So if I don't get this out and up sooner rather than later, then we're going to be waiting forever and ever and ever for our uploads. So with that being said, ladies and gents, I think that's going to do it, just because I need a little bit more time to gather what all I'm doing and make it look pretty, because I think in between episodes, that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to clean up this area over here. I'm going to make an automated section for crushing and sifting our netherrack, right? So we can get infinite gold. I will probably set up an area for create new age in here. That way we can explain it next time. And I mean, we might do some more stuff with easy villagers. Let's see. Got a ton of baby villagers already in the works here. And I think it's the incubator we need. This one. More iron blocks. Shucks, more iron. There you go. There you go. And shit. What is this? Oh, we just need wool. I just need wool. Wool. Damn you. Okay. Boop boop ba-doop boop. Boop boop. Mm-hmm. There. That should do it. And back to the incubator. What? How am I out of wool? I just made a piece, threw it in. Oh wait, is that the incubator right there? No, that's the trader. What the hell happened to my wool? Oh, do you have to use rock wool? Yeah, it's all rock wool. Oh, okay. So we need some slag. How do we get slag then? Smelting gravel? Smelting gravel, eh? Alright, let's try this. Yeah, okay. And then we just needed one piece too. So there we go. Well, that was pretty simple. Definitely tried to overcomplicate that. What do you mean I don't have it? I just threw it in the system. Right there. Incubator. We'll just throw this right here. And we can just take all these little baby villagers, throw them in, and they will slowly but surely grow up over time. And then we can eventually throw them into the trader. Now, one thing I am curious about is what do we actually have to trade with them? Not the market. Villager trades. That's gonna be a little hard to tell. So all these are classics. All these are classics. Okay, we have the guy from this, but it's kind of hard to, maybe this is just a JEI thing where it's broke over here. Okay, so not so bad. We do have the one from Applied Energistics too. Computer craft, I don't think I really care about that. Immersive engineering, honestly, that might have been helpful prior to us doing everything we've already done in it. Or maybe even this, the machinist. Am I saying that right? It sounds wrong. There's the electrician. So all this stuff just comes from immersive engineering. So I guess it's really good in that sense. You just trade shaders, engineer's workbench. So you do gun stuff and a wandering trader. Okay. So there's really not too much stuff as far as trades go that I like absolutely need. I think I want the enchantments from the librarians. And I think that might be it. Well, we'll see. I'm sure we can find other uses for villagers. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you all for watching. Sorry that this video and kind of the past video didn't really have too much substance to it. I've been ill, and so y'all know how that goes. You're just trying to get through what you're getting through, and then, you know, you add on kids and wife and job and all that kind of stuff. Life can get busy, life can get hectic, and sometimes you just don't have time to sit down and play Minecraft and explain what the hell you're doing to strangers on the internet. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. I really do hope you've been enjoying the series even half as much as I've been playing it. Thank you again to the Modpack dev for keeping things fresh. I enjoy the fact that there are enough resources out there now that plenty of people can make mod packs, and we get exposed to wonderful ones like this. So, of course, if you are enjoying the series, please be sure to leave a like down below. Comment in the comment section if you have any questions, tips, tidbits, bits of concern, anything and everything. Comment it down below. And of course, I generally try to get back to you and try to read the comments. Obviously, life happens sometimes, and it just makes things a little difficult. Comment, like, subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more awesome content from yours truly. Share it out with family, friends, strangers down the street, random people you might meet, all that good random jazz. And as per the usual, I do hope you all stay safe, stay awesome, and stay crafting. Until next time, you beautiful, beautiful people, peace out.